and welcome back to another vlog. And this week, following having some lunch with a very good friend of mine, Irene Crellin, last week, I decided to take a look at the concept of note taking and how you do it. It's been a subject of debate between myself and Irene for a very long time about the benefits of taking notes digitally, or whether you do them in a handwritten format. I've been backwards and forwards myself. I've had notebooks, I've lost notebooks, I've tried typing notes, and also tried writing them on a tablet with a digital pen. All of these kind of have distinct benefits and and also kind of things that make them not so good. So what I've decided to do is take a bit of an agnostic approach on this today and look at it from the following kind of areas. The first is the benefits of actually taking notes digitally. What does it bring to the party? What do you do with it? The second is, given if there are benefits, why do people stick with paper? Then after that, what happens if you write on a tablet? So logical evolution. And then finally, what's happening next? What perception have I got of what things are going to go on in the market? So fundamentally, if you turn up at a meeting and you see everyone open their laptops, I do kind of feel that puts an immediate barrier in a meeting whenever you do it. But the usual thing, excuse you get with that is that it's someone using OneNote, Evernote, or one of the other products that people use to write notes. And they're obviously then noting down during the meeting and other things. I guess the question here is, what benefits is that giving them? The first is convenience. Your notes are anytime, anywhere. They can split across multiple products because these apps exist across multiple places now. You've got searchability. You've got then the ability to go back through those notes and quickly find specific information using the search functions available. You've also got organisation. You've got the ability to folder them under specific things so you know where to go back and look for them. And also there's a bit of an element of eco-friendly in this, in that you're saving paper by, and obviously putting back into the world. That one I think is a little bit kind of here and there, given that in most cases, the paper has been replaced with a digital device which uses resources from the earth to take up. So I'm quite comfortable taking that as a bit of a here and there. So given this and the fact that there are distinct benefits in having notes done digitally, I guess the question is, why do people stick with paper? And in a lot of cases, it's often people who are the most digitally advanced who are actually using paper still. I guess the first thing is that tactile experience. There's nothing quite like the feeling of pushing a pen onto paper. Regardless of kind of which other formats, tapping a keyboard and stuff doesn't feel anywhere near as good. The second one is memory and a memory boost. I was reading an article by Vipul Jain and where they did a study, and what they actually found during the study was that people's retention, people who took notes digitally over people who took notes on a paper format, the people who took it on a paper format had a much better retention of those notes afterwards. Now, I guess you can argue on this that if the notes are written, why do you need to retain them in the memory? But I always find that the follow-up tasks and stuff come much more easily to my head when I've actually written them down in a paper format. A notebook is distraction free. You can't have the latest stock prices of organisations popping up, emails, Teams messages, whatever else it might be, in a notebook. And the last thing is that creativity element. Sometimes people mind map, some people use others, and that generally isn't supported, particularly if you're typing onto a digital format. So, given kind of these benefits of paper, I guess the question that would arise, particularly with the advent of things like this, the digital pens that work on the tablet formats, is why would you, what happens when you kind of start writing on a tablet? And I guess then you've got the best of digital and analog. You've got that tactile thing of writing the notes, but then you've also got the ability, and some of the products out there do this really well, of translating those notes into text format. That can then be taken on, and particularly with products, with some of the AI things coming in now, those things can automatically run through and allow you to generate follow-up emails and stuff like that from them. You also get kind of the best of both worlds. The apps, those apps will allow you to make handwritten annotations on PDFs and ebooks and stuff like that. So you're kind of bringing a bit more of that note taking, but you're doing it in a digital format. I guess the question that comes from this is, does this really aid both the memory of the meeting, as in the if you handwrite the notes as opposed to digitally writing them, and the ability to use these notes of follow-up? I would still argue that for all the advances in digital pen and screen technology, it still feels nowhere near like that writing on paper. I guess an equivalent example for me would be a Kindle. The Kindle app on my tablet is really good. It allows me to kind of be in books when I want to, but by a similar token, it's not the same as that Kindle device that you've got, which has that grayscale screen, and it feels much more like a book. Given all these things and the market changing constantly, I guess the question is what next? And I'll kind of use that to kind of finish what we're talking about here. So as digitally devices do evolve, are the gaps that exist that I've kind of outlined during this, are they likely to kind of start filling those gaps? I guess the main one being the feeling of writing on paper and the impact that has on your ability to retain information. Interestingly enough, I've been testing the Remarkable 2 over the past few weeks, and it's really interesting. I don't intend on turning this into a review of that, but it has got the handwriting piece of this really well kind of taken care of. It feels much more like natural paper, and I do feel that it's much more embedded in memory. But these products still have a very much more disconnected feel from the environment at large. In some cases that's deliberate, because it allows you to completely step away from the technology, as I've already said, because that's one of the downsides of having a digital note taking. But what it does allow is you to take, if these products integrate with some of the core products such as OneNote and Evernote, you then can take advantage of all the co-pilot elements, but also at the same time have that natural feeling. So I think there is a path where these things evolve and kind of merge together. So I guess the question is, as this continues to evolve, are the tablets that we use all day, every day, the Samsungs and the iPads, are they likely to evolve this technology to be a much more natural way of writing, or is it likely to be the case that the products that are out there that have the natural way of writing integrate themselves much more closely with the software stack in the background? I have a feeling it's going to be the products, these new products that are coming, will integrate themselves much better into the product stack, because I think that handwritten screen, we're still a distance away from that. But I've really kind of enjoyed kind of testing this out over time. Thanks very much, Irene, for prompting me to do this. I guess I'm really interested in what people think about this. Click the subscribe if you want to hear more from me on this and a wide range of other subjects. But at the same time, please let me have your comments on what you think about the whole kind of paper versus digital concept of taking notes. Thanks very much. Goodbye.